It was Thursday, January 26th. I woke up in the morning and I had a stomach pain. I got out of bed to get dressed and I just fell on the floor and I was like, something is really wrong.
So I'm like, all right, I really think we should just call 911, get an ambulance here right away.
Derek called 911 and I heard the sirens as soon as he hung up the phone. We pulled into the hospital and Dr. Dagan said, "Are you pregnant?" And I said, "I don't think so, but maybe I am." And he called for a blood test and an ultrasound. And immediately he said, "You're pregnant and your abdomen is filling with blood and I have to get you out of here right away."
As she was coming through the door, kind of seeing her and saying, like, something is very wrong here. As I walked into the room, I grabbed the ultrasound with me, immediately put the probe on her belly and saw that her abdomen was filling up with fluid, likely blood. And so that was kind of the primary diagnosis at that point, was that this was a ruptured ectopic pregnancy and that she was bleeding out into her abdomen. This was someone who likely wasn't going to survive unless something was done in the next few minutes and then the next few hours.
There were 4 nurses next to me giving me blood transfusions, and it seemed like there was complete chaos going on in my body, but around me it was sort of this dance of getting me into a better place.
The entire time, the nursing staff were continuously talking to her, hanging fluid, hanging blood, warming her up, trying to make sure that the husband knew what was going on, trying to be a little bit reassuring to her and to him.
She was in such good hands. Even at times, they were working on her, but they would come over and check on me, being like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." Just take care of my wife, please. I want to make sure everything's okay. And then they started telling us, like, "Yeah, we got to get her out of here. We got to get her med flighted." So they made such quick, fast, the best decisions. Things were done so fast. I don't think if those decisions weren't made as quickly and as fast as possible, we'd be talking about a different story right now.
This really is kind of a team effort, and one of the things that I was so thankful for in that moment was our unit coordinator, Connie, was on the phone with the OBGYN attending and then later with MedFlight, and she was kind of making these phone calls that seem like they might not be the most critical thing in that moment, but actually are kind of part of what saved her life.
As soon as the medvac people walked in, we descended over Boston, and it was right out of a movie. There were 30 people waiting for me and ready to act immediately.
One of the reasons that we were able to get her in the operating room so quickly is because as sort of a sister hospital to Beth Israel downtown, we have a lot of the same staffing. All of our emergency attendings who work here are working downtown as well. The OBGYN consultant from Needham was also able to arrange for the operating room to be ready in Boston.
If any misstep had happened along the way, then I wouldn't be sitting here. So there was not one. If there were 40 things that happened that day to give me that outcome, every single one of those things went exactly how it was supposed to.
This is one of those cases that you think about every now and then, and you're just delighted that you were able to help. Just that feeling, the phone call when we heard that she was okay and that her husband was with her, it was just very, very hard to describe. It made all of this worth it.
They all know exactly what they're doing, and so grateful and happy to have them, and I really appreciate them. She wouldn't be here without them.
She wrote a little letter.
Okay.
Thanks, and I just wanted to give it.
Do you want me to read it now?
Sure. You can read it out loud.
Dear Dr. Dagan and the BID Needham nurses, I am not sure I can adequately put into words the immense gratitude I have for you and the team of nurses that saved my life on January 26, 2017.
When I think back to that morning in the midst of chaos, you all had the knowledge, instinct, clarity, and focus to make the right decisions and to make them quickly.
What could have been a tragic day for me and my family turned out to be just a bad day. You are all the reason I am here and able to raise my 3 children.
I'm grateful that it was you and your team that were ready waiting for me on that day.
With deepest gratitude. You know, this is why we train and why we do what we do. And I feel really fortunate to be in a place where we were able to take care of Torry that morning.